Literally a back of a napkin sitting at the dugout.
Yes, absolutely.
With my friend John Adams. We talked about doing a restaurant where Black Market went into before Black Market existed. Now it's where Bodhi Thai is. So we'd had the idea, but we didn't actually have a real plan, and it was too early then. So we had purchased the building that Bluebeard and Calvin Fletcher's and Amelia's is in, that little complex of buildings, and knew we were going to do a bakery. And John and I said, hey, if we're going to do it, now's the time. I also fell into a liquor license right around then.
You fall into a liquor license.
So when you're studying for professional responsibility in law school, you're probably doing just about everything but studying for professional responsibility in law school.
There we go. Yeah.
So my friend Andy Mara, we're sitting there trying to study, and he's reading IBJ, and he goes, hey, did you read that article about the liquor license auction coming up? This is 2012, right after the 2010 census. The Super Bowl's coming. They're pushing to get more liquor licenses into the market. And he goes, hey, he jokingly says, you should go get one. Look up how to pre-qualify for this auction, how to do it. Call the parents, said, hey, I need $1,000 to qualify for this auction. Gave me $1,000. We
Sherry gave him $1,000.
We went to the auction. There were, I think it was 94 or 96 bidders, and that many licenses. They went for face value of $1,000, so I had a liquor license.
A three-way license.
A three-way license, yeah, beer, wine, liquor.
The week before it cost 50 grand, 30 or 40 or 50 grand.
They gave out how many of them?
94, yeah. No bidding war happened. Actually, there was a guy there that was speculating. He seemed like a motorcycle Hells Angels guy. He set up his company to be Liquor Licenses Are Us. And there's definitely in this contract says you can't speculate on these licenses. If you buy them, you have to put them in use within a year. And he had it was like 100 and something bids on those 94 licenses. You need to withdraw a couple of these bids. If you don't withdraw these bids, we're all going to bid against each other. You were bidding on 15 licenses. Just retract them, get us down to 94, and we'll get them for the face value. And the guy grumbled at us and kind of looked at us like punk kids, and then withdrew his bid.
He did it?
Yeah, and did it.
So
and
then
everybody
he ended
got
up
him for $1,000 instead of us all bidding against each other.
94 was the number they were trying to issue?
Yeah,
that's all.
So you knew they were capping it at 94. Like, hey, dude, come on. You don't need 15. It's like we could all get them for cheap.
Speculation. So he still got a handful of them, but he bought 20 other licenses.
So you fall into $1,000 liquor license.
Have a building.
So at that point you have the liquor license and the building's coming together. You're like, let's launch Bluebeard and Amelia's at the same time.
Yeah, well, I called John and said, hey, if it's now or never, we've talked about doing a restaurant. We have a building. We're doing this other project. We're doing Amelia's no matter what.
And you have
we have a liquor license. I have to put it in use. Let's go get a drink at the dugout. Literally hash that out on a napkin in the dugout.
What was the idea for the initial concept of the restaurant?
Well, we watched all our friends leave. People go to Chicago, go to New York, go to LA, go to all these big cities that they had to go to be cool and do great things. We watched them all leave, and we said, well, we can stay here and do things that are cool here. Let's just do what we think is great here. Let's focus on Indiana. So it became Bluebeard because of how do we celebrate an Indiana artist? Kurt Vonnegut, Indianapolis, author, artist. The book Bluebeard. How do you create something that people will celebrate like it's one of those big cities that I mentioned? And we did what we knew.
Talk about celebrating. I know that you guys have been honored in a multitude of ways, including like James Beard nominations, and it is a staple of quality. It's a damn good restaurant here in Indianapolis, right? And
first year was the Best Restaurant USA semifinalist at James Beard, which was the hugest
best restaurant in the USA
semifinalist. Yeah, so State Bird Provision, which is in San Francisco, actually won that award. That to us, as young kids, knowing the culinary scene and knowing what a James Beard nomination meant, to open up to a James Beard nomination was an amazing experience.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I talk about putting yourself on the map.